Have you ever wondered if your insomnia isn't just about bad sleep habits, but something deeper, something rooted in your past? In this episode, I'm peeling back the layers of my insomnia journey and how diving into how unresolved trauma has kept me up at night. Hi, I'm Coach Nia Renee, and welcome back to Why the Can I Sleep? The raw and real journey of figuring out why sleep feels like an impossible dream. In today's episode, I'm sharing how my childhood experiences and trauma have impacted my ability to rest. This is personal, but I know I'm not alone in this. For years, I didn't realize that my insomnia wasn't just about racing thoughts or anxiety. It was my body and mind reacting to years of unresolved trauma. As previously mentioned, my mother used to wake me up by screaming me awake the moment my father left for work in the summertime. This caused my body to get used to the hypervigilance of anticipating her arrival. Understanding hypervigilance means that trauma often puts us in a state of hypervigilance where our nervous system is always on high alert, even when we're supposed to be resting. Hypervigilance has really affected the way I operate, from not being able to sit with my back to entrance of establishments to not being able to have my headphones on noise canceling because I need to be aware of my surroundings continuously, even when I am in the comfort of my own home. Here are some of the small steps towards healing that I have been taking. It has been very important to me to acknowledge the journey of healing. As I have done so, I have unpacked and unearthed some trauma that my brain would have preferred to stay hidden. I also feel like I am taking the next step to healing, and I'm on a path that I have never been on before, and it's an incredible path to be on. One of the first steps I took was journaling about my triggers and unpacking how they connect to my sleeplessness. It's not easy, but it's necessary. I have been able to journal 5 out of the 10 prompts I said I would do in the process of healing. I have been on the journey of taking the narrative back from the words written in my baby book to the photos and memories of my childhood. I took scissors to any photo that had me and my abusers associated with them. I cut myself and my dad out of them, and each photo was collaged to represent something so much bigger. Now resting on their rightful place of the walls of my house that I have been slowly turning into a home with my husband, it has been healing. There were moments of pain where I couldn't imagine burning the photos and saying goodbye, but that meant grieving, and I mean truly grieving. I then was able to begin the next phase of my healing process. Sometimes I would cry when I was cutting out those photos or gluing them onto a new canvas that was going to be displayed in my home. But what shocked me the most was when I went to burn my baby book and I didn't cry. In fact, as I ripped those pages out and I watched them burn in the fire, I rejoiced. There were times where I danced. There were times where I lifted my glass of wine that I was drinking in solidarity with the loss of what was my childhood. And I rejoiced in the fact that I was able to take my power back and create the narrative I deserve to have, and the safety that I get to have, and the happiness that I get to have now when I look at the photos of my dad and the chosen family that I have around me. In doing so, I have seen a significant increase in how deeply I sleep at night, and how I am able to allow myself to turn my brain off, and how I can trust that my unconscious, subconscious, and physical is protected while I'm resting. Insomnia isn't just a nighttime problem. It's a reflection of what we carry with us from the past. By understanding the connection between trauma and sleep, we can take the first steps toward healing. This has been, without a doubt, the hardest and toughest healing season I have endured. I have cried my lashes off more times than I am willing to admit. I have had so much processing of trauma occur that at one point I almost checked myself into the hospital because of the processing of the trauma that was exacerbating my medical symptoms. This journey is in no way easy, but it is worth it. Have you ever noticed a link between your trauma and your sleep? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next part of my journey and maybe even find answers of your own. Now, this is the part of the video where we get to the end where I do my battered heart's commandments. Drink some water, get some rest, and don't let nobody's dusty ass child treat you any kind of way. I love you, battered hearts, and I'll see you on the next one.